Hello. Today we're going to take time to do a little self-love, get away from a more active practice, and do some myofascial release. Now, when I say self-love, it's like hurt so good love. Yeah, you'll probably feel better. Well, no, you most definitely will feel better. After, during it, you might not like it so much. We're going to start off with tennis balls. If you guys have pinky balls or trigger balls, even better, but tennis balls are readily accessible to everyone. So the first thing that we'll do is a low back release. We're going to start with the balls in towards our spine and above our pelvis. So we're not on the buttocks, we're at the top of our pelvis, right in the QL muscle. From here, we're going to move to the SI joints, or the widest part of our sacrum. So we'll start here with the balls in towards our spine. You're going to lie down on the floor or on your mat, positioning those balls on either side of your spine. And then you're just going to pull your right knee into your chest and take a big exhalation. And just try and release into the balls. Try not to pull away. And you're golden here as long as you're not tearing up, or holding your breath, having a little hyperventilation. Those are signs that the muscle's not ready to do this release and you need to back off. Then you can just do the stretch without the balls. If this is okay for you, you're going to form a little kickstand, letting your right elbow find the floor, and just letting your right leg drop out to the side in it. So I'm doing this with the arm and then bringing the leg into it. Just let it rest. See if you can drop equal pressure into both sides so that you're not just rotating to the right, picking your buttock up off that left ball. All is good here. Then pull that right knee into your armpit. And just breathe. Now, I would say stay at least 20 seconds in each position. We're all used to 20 seconds with our hand washing these days. But that's how long it takes the stress reflex response to happen. So until then, a muscle is holding on for dear life. And we want to give it a chance to just release. Then you're going to pull that right knee to center. And then you're going to release that leg down. Take a deep inhalation, exhale, and pull that left knee into the chest. With the exhalation, just let yourself settle into the floor more. Pull that knee a little closer. Listen to your body. Notice that the leg that's not getting pulled into your body is in constructive rest or is bent. We're not extending the leg to put less pressure on the low back muscles and relax. And then when you're ready, drop that left elbow out to the side, form a little kickstand, and just let your leg rest in your hand. So you're not using your inner thighs to keep that leg in this position. You're just relaxing the muscle away from the bone. The tendency is going to be for this right leg to turn out. Try and keep it straight up to the ceiling. Check in. Sometimes you'll pull your ribs away from the ground in tension. Just let your ribs settle in. Let your lungs be heavy. Let your heart be heavy into the back of your rib cage. And if you're ready, pull that knee all the way up to your armpit. Still in that side plane. It's actually in the coronal plane. One more deep inhalation and exhalation, and then pull that knee center and let it drop. Now you're going to move the balls down the widest part of your sacrum. Yeah? So you're kind of in upper mid butt. You should feel it. It's kind of a dimply place. I'm going to turn this way so you can see my knees. And I'm going to pulse my knees over to the right. Now here, you'll know if you're in the right place, because if it doesn't find that kind of ouchy moment, you're not in the right place and you need to move the balls around. We're looking for that piriformis muscle. You'll do it about 10 pulses to the right, and then 10 pulses to the left. Little exhalations as you pulse. You might find that one side is tighter than the other. You can just pause here. I'm going to turn again so that you can see this. So ball still at the SI joints. And I'm not doing this. I'm not doing posterior and anterior tilt to the pelvis. I'm just holding the pelvis level, and I'm letting my whole body slide up and down on these balls. And if you're like, oh man, that's the place, but I also feel like I need it in a little closer to the tailbone, then you can do that. Find those gluteal attachments there. And after you've done that, right next to the tailbone, you're like, oh man, maybe if I go a little wider, even in those SI joints, it'll get some stuff. You can do that. So you have the freedom to keep the balls moving in and out and kind of get everything that needs to be gotten. It's not rocket science. It's actually body science. Your body telling you what you need. And then when you feel like you've done enough of that, lift your pelvis up off the balls and just let your pelvis drop down on the mat, and it should feel really heavy and like your lower back is released. Yay! On to the next thing. When you get out off the floor from this deep release work, it's better to roll to your side and kind of let your head trail as the last thing up. We're going to roll the feet now. So I'm going to come back here. Actually, you don't need to see my head for this, so I'm going to come up here. We only need one ball at a time, and you're going to start with that right foot, the ball right in the center of the heel pad. And maybe it actually makes more sense if I do it this way. So it's under the heel pad, and we're just going to stand there and breathe. You'll feel that your right hip is hiked. This one definitely works better with a harder ball. So your pinky balls, racket balls might be a little too much. Please do not do this with a golf ball. It's way too much. Now I'm just moving it to the inside of the heel pad, so the medial line. And then to the lateral line of that heel pad. Trying to stand as if there's not a ball under your foot. And then you're going to come back to center and bring it just right in front of the heel pad. Yeah? And press down as if there's not a ball under your foot. And this is the actual structural center of the foot, where the tibia comes into the bones of the foot. Oh. Also your plantar fascia connection, so it can be a little much. And then move it to the inside. Woo! I did not know I needed this. Of that place right in front of the heel. And then to the outside or lateral edge of that place right in front of the heel. Come back to center. We're going to move it into that transverse arch. So I'm not on the instep, I'm on the middle of the foot. And then I'm just going to let my foot drape over it. If your heel touches the ground, great. If it still needs to be in the air, you're still golden. Right? You're just trying to relax the bones of the foot around the ball. Here. then take a deep inhalation. On the exhale, bring it into that instep of the foot, which can be very sensitive, so you might have to really extend your exhalation. You can get in at least 5 deep inhalations and exhalations on each part of the foot. You're doing great. And then you're going to move it into the outside of that transverse arch of the foot. Fifth ray, the dancers, metatarsal ray. This one can be shockingly tight too. I feel it in the lateral edge of my calf. Coming back to center, we're going to move it into the ball of the foot, into those metatarsals. Let your heel find the ground. Just let your toes relax. Take a deep breath, find the big toe mound. Push down into that ball, try and relax the foot. And then bring it into the little toe mound. And then come back to center, and we're just going to move into the toes, and you're going to grab the ball with your toes and then fan them apart. Grab and fan, and grab and fan, and grab and fan, and grab and fan. And then you go into the big toe. Good luck with this. Try and move just your big toe flexion and extension, flexion, extension. I know that the other toes are probably going to go along, but trying to move just your big toe is going to end up with more movement than you're normally getting in that toe. And then your far superior tie, if you can move just the little toe, but try to move just the little toe, flexing, extending, flexing, extending, flexing, extending, and flexing, extending. And then come back to center and just roll that ball down the middle of the foot. And then the medial part of the inside of the foot. And then on the outside of the foot. Step off, feel the difference between the two sides. Your right foot should feel more adapted. I feel like my femur bones sitting under or inside my hip socket more properly. Like the pelvis is right on top of my femur bone. And then, so we don't walk in circles, we have to do the other side. So again, you start right in the middle of that heel pad on the left. Just try and relax the shoulders. You will have a little bit of a hip hike, and you don't have to try and control that. Just try and stand as naturally as you can. And then move it to the inside of that heel pad. Try and keep coming back to elongating your exhalations. When things hurt, we tend to hold our breath and tighten our muscles. The more we exhale, the more we'll release the muscles. Have trouble keeping the ball underfoot. Maybe you are too. We'll go to the outside. Really letting your weight fall down and into that ball. And then we're going to move it to that space just in front of the heel pad, right? So we're not on the heel pad, we're not in the transverse arch, just right in front of it. And hang out there. Remember, this is where that plantar fascia connects. That can be a little holding your breath making. Don't let that happen then. Still just sink down into that ball. Try and release the foot. After you feel like you've gone through 5 breath cycles there, move it to the inside of that place. Right in front of the pad. Feeling that one, guys. And then to the outside of that place right in front of the heel pad. Again, just do a quick body scan. Make sure that you're not holding tension in unnecessary places. A popular one is pulling your shoulders up by your ears. Doesn't mean you need to pull them down, just let them relax. And then move it into that transverse arch of the foot. So not your instep yet, just in the middle of that arch. Your heel finds the floor, great. Your foot's not ready to do that, even better. Just like stay there. Let your foot melt as much as it's spreading and melt. And just have an awareness of how ball on your foot affects other muscles in your leg. And maybe you're even starting to feel this in your back. Take a deep inhalation, and on the deep exhalation, move it into that instep of the arch. Remember how sensitive this can be. Use the breath. And then move it into the outside of that transverse arch, in the lateral area. So it's on the outside of the midfoot. Then bring it back to center and move it into the ball of the foot. And just let everything relax. Hopefully your heel has found the floor by now. Feel those metatarsals separate. Feel that calf muscle stretch. And then you're going to bring it into the big toe mound. Just check in with your breath. Again, do that quick body scan. Make sure you're not holding. I feel the need to wiggle my toes. They're feeling a bit stuck. And then move it into the little toe mound. Just letting your foot relax. I like to hold my hands behind my back because it helps me open my chest and then bring my shoulders into that internal rotation. You can do what feels comfortable to you. Come back to center, move it into the toes, curl those toes around, fan them out as wide as you can. Curl, fan, curl, fan, curl, fan, curl, fan. Move it to the big toe. Try to do just your big toe. Good luck. And then just your little toe. Double good luck. So hard. Come back to center. Roll up and down the middle of your foot. The inside of your foot. and the outside of your foot. And then step off and just feel how much more ready your feet are for action and how you just kind of hang in your low back. You don't feel that tension. Okay, moving on to the second part of the class, we will need a foam roller. First thing that we're going to do is just roll the hamstrings. So you're sitting right on top of your sits bones. Your legs are out in front of you. If this is a hard position for you to sit in, you can always bend your knees, but you want your spine upright. And you're just going to rock side to side.